Hey everybody, here's the Diffusion articles review by Andrew, Benjamin, Dante, Kemoko, Shafan, and Suraj. Here's a recap of the social impact of a robot worker in industrial settings. The article was written by Sauppe and Mutlu, who conducted a grounded theory analysis to question how people perceive and interact with robot workers. They held interviews and fly-on-the-wall observations at 3 different companies. Along with prior research, they concluded that social relationships between humans and robot workers had a positive correlation whenever robots had human-like qualities such as arms, a face, and most notably, a speech interface. Most negative associations with robots are a response to the automotive industry where robots complete dangerous and tedious tasks. However, there is a significant emergence with robot technology in small business, households, and larger industries. The feedback from the operator-robot relationships section states that depending on the department in which a robot was placed, the workers all felt differently based on their experiences with it. For example, this ranged from workers referring to the robots as their work partner or friend to monotonous or error-prone. Sauppe and Mutlu also suggest that future designs of robots integrate aspects to accommodate expectations of frequent and infrequent workers who come into contact with the technology. Overall, this will enhance the social environment where robot workers are implemented. So here's some connections to the Rogers article. The first connection found between the 2 articles explains the company's opinions about the robot relationships with their operators. There are 3 operators who are examining a robot and come to find out that some people have different perspectives on the robots they spend time with. For example, Operator 2 at Company 2 refers to the robot as a work partner, while Operator 1 at Company 2 refers to him as a friend. In contrast, Operator 3 at Company 3 felt like he was babysitting his grandkids. As we see through these examples, the adoption of robot workers is similar to a social system. In Rogers' Diffusion of Innovations, he states that the diffusion of innovations is a social process even more than a technical matter. In the last decade, there has been an increase of robots in the work environment. However, there are many people who are hesitant in adopting the technology. Similarly, Roger introduces the adaptation of the QWERTY keyboard and how the Dvorak keyboard was more efficient for typists, yet not adopted. This correlates with Rogers' idea that technological innovations are not always diffused and adopted rapidly, even when the innovation has obvious advantages. Here's some more connections. As the complexity and jobs of robots progress, it is becoming even more important to understand the interaction between people and robots. HCI research gains in popularity because social relations between humans and robots is an extremely essential topic to be studied. One of the 4 main factors of diffusion is understanding the social system, as Rogers mentions in his article. In relation to the article, The Social Impact of Robot Co-workers in an Industrial Setting, Rogers mentions that even in settings such as factories, it is vital for workers to be social with their co-workers. In the article by Sauppe and Mutlu, workers are quoted saying workers across 3 organizations in our study repeatedly brought up sociality in characterizing their relationship with the robot, in discussing the characteristics of the robot, and in suggesting improvements for the robot. Here's some connections between Rogers and Kling. So Kling mentioned pundits in his article and how they promote new innovations. Captain Lancaster and James Lind in the Rogers article acted as pundits for their time and eventually led to the innovation of using citrus on fruits to prevent scurvy. A lack of pundits is probably also a large reason why the Dvorak keyboard layout was never widely accepted. An increase in pundits supporting the new layout would have given people a much better reason to make the swap. And here's some connections between Kling's article and Sauppe and Mutlu's article. So Sauppe and Mutlu make a point of referring to Fogg's proposition of naming certain computer technology designs as tool, media, and social actor. While the user may be mindless when interacting with such technologies, it is the development of ACI research combined with social informatics which makes a technology efficient in its task. With the Baxter robot study, the interactions between the operator and the robot seem strikingly human in nature. Without social informatics, the idea of designing the robot's operations with a key towards sociability would not matter. This would detract from Kling's statement about the importance of social context when applying a technology towards a certain workforce or group of users. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.